Hi there, Perfecto De Castro here, and welcome to FingerTIPS. Now, in this episode, I'd like to talk about all things string bending. I'd like to address a few things before we start to this actual string bending part. First things first, we have to assume the power grip position. So that is thumb over the top of the neck, okay, the base of the index finger, anchoring against the back of the neck, and the fingers curling over the strings. Keep this part of your palm free. Okay, don't mash it up against the back of the neck like this. So only the base of the finger touches the back of the neck. Okay. And keep your fingers curled with the very fingertip of whatever finger you're going to use to bend a string, touching the string over the fret you want to bend. Now, any fingers not being used during the bend should be hovering above the strings, not tucked underneath the neck like this. Okay. Whenever you try to bend strings, always reinforce it with whatever finger's behind the fretting finger. So let's say you're fretting the note with the third finger. All the fingers behind it should aid in pushing the string up or pulling the string down. This just gives you more leverage and more strength to hold on to the note. I should also say that you bend the pitch up regardless if you push the string up towards the ceiling or if you pull the string down towards the floor. The action is the same. You stretch the string, therefore raising the pitch. Now, in general, the top three strings are pushed up and the bottom three strings, the bass strings, are pulled down. Though sometimes I find myself pulling the third string down depending on how I feel like bending the string. Now, the basic bending movement is that of a grip. This action right here. Okay. So translated to the guitar, right? I'm cradling the neck between the crook of my thumb and index finger, with the base of the index finger touching the back of the neck. Now, as I push the string up, I push the neck down with my thumb. So it's like a squeezing motion. Okay. This makes for a very good and strong grip and enough leverage for you to hold on to the note. And another thing to keep in mind is that you're not only pushing the string up, but you're also pushing the string into the fingerboard. Okay, so which is why you need to grab the string by the very fingertip, like that. So you drive the string into the fretboard, and then you push the string up. This ensures that you hold the note and you don't lose the note somewhere in the middle of the bend, like this. The most important thing to keep in mind is that you don't just bend the strings just for the sake of bending the strings. You're actually stretching the strings so that you reach a particular pitch. And in general, it's either a half step bend or reaching for the note one fret higher, or a full step bend, or a whole step bend, or it's also called a 2-fret bend. So reaching for the note 2 frets higher. And there are also overbends where we try to shoot for notes 3 frets higher, or a minor third higher. Now, depending on your hand strength and your string gauge, you can actually bend further than 3 frets. So in this case, I'm going to try to bend 4 frets, or a major third higher. Now, since intonation is important, we have to train our ear to listen to and recognize the pitches that we're striving for. So one drill that I do is to pick a fret. In this case, I'm playing the D note, 3rd string, 7th fret, with my 3rd finger, and my second finger is helping push the string right behind it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the 7th fret and then play the 8th fret, the E flat note, with my pinky, taking note of the interval between those two frets. And then I try to bend up to that pitch. Okay. Now when you reach that pitch, as you bend it, hold it at the top of the bend, and I want you to take note of how much effort you're exerting to push that string. And once you've determined the amount of effort that you're using, try to shoot for that, and be more consistent about it. Now let's try shooting for a whole step bend, 2 frets higher. So again, I'm going to play the D note, 7th fret, 3rd string. And then I'm going to play the E note, 9th fret, 3rd string, with my pinky. Take note of the interval. Now bend the string until you reach that note. There you go. And again, at the top of the bend, hold the note a little longer. Take note of how much effort you're putting into pushing that string. And try to be more consistent. Now you can use that method to keep practicing and try to shoot for overbends. So in this case, we're going to try to bend a minor third, 3 frets above, to the F note on 10th fret, 3rd string. So we're going to go from D, play F, take note of the interval, and then go for the bend. There you go. Now once you have the pitches and the hand effort sorted out, you can further test yourself and you can further refine your bending skills by doing the following drill. Everybody knows the chromatic exercise. So we are going to mimic that using just bending. So from the 7th fret again, the D note, I will go D, bend up 1 fret, bend up further to the 2nd fret above, and then finally bend up to the 3rd fret above, and then I'm going to work my way back down. Okay, let's try that again. Now it's important to do these drills on the different strings and in the different areas of the fingerboard because the string tension is different depending on where you initiate the bend. So, you know, practice it on the 2nd string as well, maybe further higher up the neck. On the 1st string. And so on. So for a more musical application, let's take 3 or 4 notes from a scale. I'm going to go E, D, C, A, in A minor pentatonic. So let's apply one bend. I'm going to bend to the E note. So the E note is the 5th fret 2nd string. I can also grab that on the 3rd string, 9th fret. Okay, so I'm going to bend up to that from the 7th fret D note. Okay. You can also do a pre-bend. Release. A bend and release. Right. Or if you want to do something crazy, you can do that too. So let's try doing 2 bends. I'm going to bend up to E and I'm going to bend up to the D as well. Okay, bend up to the E. C bends up to the D. Release. A. Let's try 3 bends. I'm going to bend up to E. Bend up to D. Release to C. Bend up to A. Now from here you can stylize some of the licks that you already know. Here are some of the moves that I use a lot in my playing. I like playing a note and then bending right up to it right after. That I picked that up from Leslie West of Mountain. Now I also like sliding into a note and then bending it up further, like this. It has that slick, slippery feel to it. So slide, slide, over bend, 3 fret bend, and go back. I also like sliding down and bending as soon as I reach my target note. So in this case, I'm going to start at the 15th fret, the D note on the 2nd string. Slide down to the F sharp note, 7th fret, 2nd string still. And then I'm going to bend that up a half step. Okay. It's an interesting effect. And that's another thing I like to. I like to bend. I like to combine stuff too. So I'll bend, slide down, bend again, and then do a little scale or blues thing. I hope you enjoyed this episode of FingerTIPS. If you have any comments, suggestions, or requests, just type them in the box below. And you can follow me on Twitter, Facebook, or visit my website, www.perfectodecastro.com. Okay, so till the next time, peace.